Just get ready to laugh. If anybody needs any regurgitation buckets, we got them in the back. Because you're going to laugh your stomach into your throat, and he's going to come and kick you in the mind chest. Please, put your hands together for Josh Lubin!
Thank you. This is a very quiet DJ. I didn't realize like someone's phone going off? Give it up for Ari. The fact that Ari thinks so highly of me means a lot because he is like one of my favorite comedians of all time. If you've ever seen him do 20 solid minutes, he's one of the funniest fucking people on the planet. So I am glad to do this show with him every week. Anton, give it up for Anton, you did well. Boy, everyone did good. And seriously, go out to Yayo Taco tomorrow and watch Mike Shields record his fucking album. Because that's going to be a big deal for him, and then if it makes anything, he's going to bring the rest of us with him, so everyone wins. And it'll be fun. Who here knows where Yayo Taco is? Oh, that sucks. It's right over on like Maryland Parkway, right by UNLV. So you can get there early and like find some new out-of-state freshmen and try to get them to justify their major to you. That's what I do for fun. Like, no, I just came here because like they have a really solid curriculum. But I'm like, no, you came here because you heard University of Vegas and you thought fucking party on. I know. And then you got here and you realize that everyone that goes to UNLV actually takes this shit seriously. And people go to classes there. I know people, like students, that are actually like exceeding. People must have been bummed out. I thought I was going to major in blackjack and shit. I was fucking University of Vegas. But no, it's... What's the party school? It's Arizona, right?
Yeah.
ASU is like the biggest party school in America. Which makes sense, because if you stop drinking for even a second, you might realize you're in Phoenix and just be fucking miserable. So... What happened? Ugh. That's my theory. I was going to talk... travel was my topic. I got to pick the topic. And I'm going to talk about it in a minute, but I didn't want to address what Anton was saying because they talk about gay marriage. There's a gay couple in America. Well, there's like dozens. There's probably at least like 50 gay couples in America. But like there's at least one who right now, because it's late, is like in bed. Like earlier tonight they had dinner together, and it was great because they're in love, as they do. And after dinner they decided to watch fucking Dancing with the Stars on DVR, or they Redboxed Hugo or something, and they had a couple of drinks, and they were like snuggling on the couch. And after the movie, they were like, "Hey, you want to move his bedroom?" And they did. They started kissing, and they started undressing, and before you knew it, like one guy was just fucking throat fucking the other guy really hard. Just had his entire penis in his mouth, like it was the only thing keeping him alive. Just going to town. And the other guy feels guilty because he's really getting a treat here, so he flips him over and they kind of 69 for like 10 minutes. Just having at it. Just really sloppy, lots of saliva. And then they're like, wait, this is enough foreplay, let's get to it. And before you knew it, like the top is just balls deep in his lover's juicy, welcoming ass. Like he's just going to fucking town there. And he's loving it, they're both loving it, and before you know it, there's like a simultaneous, intense orgasm, and they're just covered in each other's cum, and they're sweaty, and they're sticky, and they're happy. And then they towel off and they fall asleep in each other's arms. Are they married? I don't know, because it doesn't make a fucking difference.
Yeah!
That shit's gonna happen anyway.
Yeah.
Why not just let them be happy and married? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. I can't wrap my head around it. Like Rush Limbaugh, who we already know never says anything intelligent ever, is like, well, Obama's obviously declaring a war on traditional marriage. And I'm like, you're right, thrice divorced Rush Limbaugh. Because you are the foremost authority on marriage. He's definitely declaring a war on it. You know what? That rolly chair was not built to support your ignorant ass, but we're not saying you're declaring a war on office furniture, are we? Shut your fucking mouth. I hate Rush Limbaugh. I do. Anyway, travel. I'm gonna open with the liberal shit. It'll do well. It'll do well. Who here travels to for lunch? Like who here had it? I can't see anybody because of this fucking light. So I can see people at this table. Who here? Does anyone here have like an hour-long lunch at work?
Yeah.
Yeah. You get an hour? You travel 2.5 hours to work?
No, to have lunch.
To have lunch?
Yeah.
No, that doesn't count. You don't get to talk for the rest of the set. This is just confusing me. Do you have like, what's your job?
I do sales for a company.
Okay, see, I do tech support for a company, and I get an hour for lunch. And there's like, Chris Rock has a joke where he says the difference between a job and a career is that 30-minute lunch as opposed to that hour-long lunch. But I work in a call center, that's not a fucking career, that's a job. This is gonna be a career, not gonna stay in a call center for the rest of my life. Hour-long lunch doesn't mean shit. I hate that I have an hour-long lunch, actually. I hate it, because it gives me enough time to leave, like go get good food, and eat it, and enjoy the fact that it's beautiful outside, and talk myself into playing hooky because it's way too nice to go back to work, and then realize that I need this job and I'm already on my boss's shit list, so wipe my tears and go back to work and just be fucking miserable for another 4 hours. That's what I get done in that hour every day. It's an emotional roller coaster. But if I had a 30-minute lunch, that's just enough time to like eat the ramen you brought and just stare listlessly at the wall. And just try to ignore the smell of your decaying dreams. That's all I can do. I picked travel because I've done a lot of traveling in my life. My parents divorced when I was like 4. I've talked about that. It was the best thing they could have possibly done for me. And my mom took me to Nebraska, but my dad stayed in California. So I loved traveling when I was a kid because it meant I got to go see my dad in California. And because of that, I'm very comfortable in airports, which is really weird. Like, everyone hates airports. Does anyone here like airports? No, you're not supposed to, no. You're counteracting my points. Hardly anyone likes airports. Except for this fucking room, apparently, so this joke isn't gonna work. I actually love airports. Like, I just have a good time when I'm there. It's weird. I like the baggage carousels and the fucking trams and the moving walkways and the Hudson News and the Cinnabon. I feel like I'm at home there. And, it's kind of weird. Except for the bathrooms. Like, airport bathrooms are terrible. Because they get destroyed first thing in the morning, and they just stay like that all day. So no matter when you go in there, I'm in there in the mornings, because I always fly out early, and it's always just the people that were up 4 hours ago packing, so they were really stressed. They got maybe 4 or 5 hours of sleep, chugged a bunch of coffee, and now they're just shitting themselves inside out before the flight. This is in women's restrooms too, I've heard. It's fine. It's the worst, but I do like planes, I like flying. Like whenever I want to reminisce, I'll just pull the coffee table up really close to the couch and just like squeeze in there. I bought some pretzels back in 2009, so they should be like airline quality by July. And then I'll get a can of soda and I'll leave it out so it's room temperature, and then I'll pour just 4 ounces of it over ice so it gets watered down immediately, and just sip that. It's a fun joke. He appreciates it. I've done a lot of international travel. It's actually one of the main focus of my set is just telling you about all the times I've gone overseas, because I want to brag about that shit. My English teacher in high school got on this really awesome program where it's like a touring company that books the flight, the hotel, tour guides, meals, and all kinds of shit for super cheap. And if you get at least 10 people to sign up, you go for free. So she's a fucking genius. She's like, oh, you just go for free. And she invited all the students with good grades, nerd, to go along. And so I qualified. And the first trip we went to, my sophomore freshman year, I was like 13 or 14 years old. And we went to Austria, Hungary, Czech Republic, and Germany. It was like a nice little tour. And it was awesome. Like, we arrive in Austria, and it's not Australia, it's Austria. And they want you to know that, because it's actually on like half their t-shirts. They're like, we don't have kangaroos in Austria. And I'm like, get it, alright? You gave us Arnold, it's okay. That's all they've got. We went to Vienna, it was gorgeous. What else happened in Austria? I have a really shitty memory, so I just wrote stuff down. I bought the ugliest fucking shoes I own in Austria. Actually, my girlfriend's nodding her head right now. She's like, I've seen them, they're hideous. They're like these square toe, olive green leather boots.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an appropriate reaction when you hear about them. You should fucking see them on me. They don't have tying laces, they have like elastic laces that you just pull tight and you got the little like scrunch thing. That's what sold me on them. I was like, they're so fucking easy. And them off. Alright. Czech Republic, I don't remember a lot, but I just remember it was gorgeous. If you ever get a chance to go to Prague, go. And then tell me about it so I can remember. I don't know what happened. Are you bringing me a beer?
Indeed.
Oh god. It's like Dark Shadows.
Drinking water for a reason, already.
You want it?
Fuck you, no I want it. Read that up.
Left back. Drink the beer.
It's roofied.
Is it roofie?
Yeah.
Shit. I'd have fucked you anyway, alright? I headlined 2 weeks in a row. How else do you think that happens? That opening joke was inspired by Ari and I's Monday Night. It happens. No, not that one. We listened to Rush Limbaugh. That was, you guys took that way out of line. Set this over here. We went to Hungary and we went to a flea market. It was awesome. I bought a genuine military issue gas mask, a working gas mask for $5 American. And I just wore it all the time because I was like, this thing's fucking rad. I put it on, like, it's on our fridge right now. You can ask, like, I had it sitting on top of our refrigerator. It was great. I also bought a pinky ring with a Playboy bunny on it because I was 14 and I thought that was fucking rad. I was an idiot. But it happens. The last we went to Germany, which was the best part because we got, like, the last chunk of the tour was in Germany. It was like 5 days. And our tour guide the whole time was German. His name was Jürgen. And he was hilarious. Like, I came down one time and he was eating breakfast, and it was just this big bowl of white goop. And I was like, Jürgen, what are you eating? And he's like, it's mayonnaise. And I was like, that's fucking disgusting. He's like, it's yogurt. I got you. And I'm like, oh, you got me. Yeah, he was really German, so we just had to translate Rammstein songs all the time. And he was giving us a tour of like Berlin and all this other shit, and we snuck out once. I was a sophomore, and there was like these 3 senior girls on the trip, and were smoking hot. Probably not, but I was a sophomore, so I just assumed all senior girls were smoking hot. But no, I think they were cute. I'm gonna sip my beer now because I already brought it to me. And Jürgen told them about this nightclub that we could sneak out to if we get like out of the hotel after lights out, take a train. And we go, and it turns out it's 16 and up, and I was 14, so they don't let me in. And the girls are like, well, we don't want to go. And I was like, no, we're not going to get caught sneaking out to walk down the street and come back. Like, you're going to a nightclub, go. So they get in, and I'm just like walking up and down this street in Germany, doing nothing for like 20 minutes, and then they come back out, they're like, it wasn't even that fun. And I was like, it's a nightclub, they're not that fun. I realize that now, they're all fucking boring. So, it happens in Germany too, it translates. But we get back to the room, and my roommates fell asleep. They didn't leave the door open for me. So I'm like, I gotta crash in the girls' room, and just wake up super early. Yeah. Except I was 14, so nothing fucking happened. I was a pussy. They pushed the beds together, and I slept between these 2 smoking hot 17-year-old girls, and we slept. I slept the shit out of that bed. That's all that happened. That was it. Yeah, they're both married now, so whatever. And I'm blissfully happy. Obviously, you guys all know that I'm madly in love with somebody, so it's okay. But no, we just slept in the bed. And we wake up the next morning and she's like, oh, we got these hand stamps. Because they got their hand stamp to get re-entry. And it had like the date and the name of the club on it. And she's like, we should probably wash these off, we might get caught. And then we realized that she slept on her hand that night. So she also had it at least 6 times on the side of her face. So we didn't get busted, but everyone was wondering why the left side of her face was bright fucking red and like scabby from her just scrubbing it. That's a true story. It's not like a punchline. That actually happened. It was terrible. And I was like, glad I didn't fuck her. She looks terrible now. And we also went to Auschwitz. I should have saved that one for last. That's just a downer. It was terrible. Auschwitz is the concentration camp, and I was a 14-year-old offensive comedian. So I was the only one that was like, it's freezing out here. Those ovens still work? And they're like, what the fuck? Josh! Sing! It was really bad. I mean, yeah, it was terrible. They didn't care it. Next trip we went on was a year later. Same organization, went to Italy this time, which was amazing. It was just Italy. We landed in Milan, and we just toured the entire country. And we lobbied really hard to get Jurgen as our tour guide again, which in hindsight was probably a stupid fucking idea, because he's never been to Italy, he's German. But he was flattered, so he like brushed up on all of his Italian just so he could take us over Italy. And it was cool, it was a good time. We went to like Florence, and everyone bought really fucking ridiculous leather coats. And then I didn't, because I didn't have that kind of money, and I didn't want to buy a leather trench coat like everyone else. I ate gelato at least 3 or 4 times a day though. Like if we weren't walking the streets all day, I would have gained so much fucking weight in Italy. Because their gelato is like ice cream truck prices here, but it tastes 10 times better. It's amazing, you can get it everywhere, on every corner. I'm just bragging about how awesome the ice cream is. I gotta get to another joke quick. What else was there? There was a lot of churches there. A lot of churches in Italy, so I wasn't a fan of that. I wasn't too crazy about it. There was like a couple of Catholic girls on the trip that loved it. Like, I want to go to the church. I'm like, they're all the fucking same. Crosses. Balconies, that's it. Come on. But we went to Burger King. I need to let you guys know this. Burger King, McDonald's, Wendy's are all fucking delicious in Europe and Italy. Like made to order, fast, fresh, amazing food. And we learned this, so we go to Burger King in Italy. I think we were in Rome. And we go to like one of these, or no, we were in Venice because they had the canals. That's right? Whatever. Yeah. No, none of you been to Italy. Fuck you. You don't know. No, we were in Venice, and we go to Burger King. And it's me and this guy, Matt. And we're sitting there, standing next to each other in line. And we order our food. And we're getting ready to leave. And we see these 2 girls sitting at a table kind of giving us eyes. And I was like, God damn, those girls are hot. He's all like, yeah, they are, but they probably just whatever. And so we start to leave, and I was like, dude, we live halfway around the world. We could embarrass the shit out of ourselves right now. They're never gonna see us again. We can't let this slip. Like, we have to seize the moment. So we go back, and we sit down at the table, at their table. Like, it's kind of aggressive when I think about it, actually. They probably thought we were gonna rape them. But we get in, and I see them sitting there, and I was like, hey. So I sit down, and I was like, we're from the States, and she's like, oh, nous sommes pas, and I'm like, vous parlez français? And she goes, oui. And I was like, ah, je ne parle pas couramment français, mais j'entends passer aux États-Unis. And my friend Matt goes, what the fuck just happened? And I'm like, they speak French. And he goes, you speak French? And I was like, I speak enough. Let's fucking hang out. Come on. And we did. We ended up hanging out with these girls for like 3 hours after that. Like we finished lunch at Burger King, and we go shopping. We go to like a museum. We like hit the canals, just walking around. We bonded over Eminem. Apparently he was really big in Italy in 2001. I was wearing an Eminem shirt. She liked his music. It clicked. And we spent like 3 hours hanging out with these girls. And then it's time to leave. We gotta meet our bus. And so I'm like, c'est-vous impression? Au revoir. And I grab her hand and I do like the kiss on each cheek. And Matt's like, oh, alright, yeah. And he shakes her hand and kisses the other girl on each cheek. We swap addresses, because we didn't have Facebook back then. Otherwise I would have just been like, friend request sent, alright, I'll catch you later. Oh, data roaming, that costs $80, my bad. But no, we swap addresses and we do that. And as they're leaving, Matt's like, I'm so glad you knew the whole French cheek kiss thing. Because I was just going to shove my tongue down her throat. He's like, I saw you leaning in, I was like, I'm not gonna look like no bitch. Like, if Josh is going for it, I'm fucking in. They wrote to us, and then we wrote back, and I think that was the end of it. So. It was a fun day, though, Italy. What else happened? I got water all over my shit. God damn. Ari. We saw an IMAX movie. That's it. That's all I gotta say. It's just, it was all dubbed in Italian, so I got nothing out of it. But it was in 3D. It looks the same in Italy. It does. Still overrated. Our layover on the way to Italy was in Amsterdam, though, and we went to the Anne Frank house. So it was like a Nazi trip on every trip. There was at least one day where we had to remember the Holocaust. It was pretty rough. It had to bring us down. I won't say something offensive this time. Final trip we went on was my favorite, and it was to Ireland, Scotland, Wales, and England. Yeah, it was amazing. Ireland was great because they had a ton of fucking rad castles. Like, Ireland was to castles what Italy was to churches, pretty much. And they're the same, like, a lot of rape in both of them, I think. But more like badass warriors in castles, really. And we went to kiss the Blarney Stone. Has anyone kissed the Blarney Stone? Have you? Really? Nice. Oh, you went to the Guinness factory? We were 16. They wouldn't let us do that. I'm gonna go back though, now that I know. Right now. Fuck you guys, I'm done. No, we went to kiss the Blarney Stone, which is terrifying because it's over an edge. Like, you have to lean on your back to kiss it upside down, and there's an empty space underneath it that just goes like 3 stories down to the field outside the castle. I'm just letting you know, it's awesome. It's totally worth it. Wales, we were in there for like 8 hours. It was just a layover. Like, we took the bus to a ferry, took the ferry to Wales, and we were there just long enough for everyone to buy a wooden spoon. Do you guys know about this? That's the Welsh thing. They have these fancy wooden spoons. Germany has cuckoo clocks, so everyone bought fucking cuckoo clocks when we were in Germany. And Wales has spoons, so everyone bought these fancy wooden spoons. I was like, that's kind of ridiculous. But I guess I get it, like, everyone has their own thing. And I was trying to figure out what, like, the American fucking souvenir is, like, what you have to get when you go to America. And I'm like, what do we have? Like, shot glasses. I didn't even think about that. I was like, snow globes? But those are French. I was like, no, shot glasses. That's fucking terrible that that's our souvenir. But that's why they hate us. Oh, man. Shot glasses. No, the best part was in Scotland, though. Like, that was the whole time. We arrive in Scotland, we're in Inverness, and we go to a skate shop. And as soon as we walk in, this guy's like, oh, you're from the States. 30% off the whole store. And we're like, oh, shit, all right. Done. So I buy just a whole ton of shit that I don't need, just to say thank you. And then we get to our hotel and we realize that there's laser tag a block from our hotel. And I was like, we have to do Scottish laser tag. Like, we have to. And so we get to the laser tag place at like 9 o'clock and they close at 10. So we fit in like 2 games really quick. And we're getting ready to leave. And the owners are like, what are you doing? You're leaving. I was like, you guys close in 5 minutes. We're not going to be assholes. He's like, this is probably the only time you'll ever be in Scotland. Like, you gotta take full advantage of it. And he locks the doors, and he's like, we challenge you, like the staff, to a fucking laser tag match. That shit would never happen in the US. No, never. I don't care if I fucking know the owner of the place. He'd be like, get the fuck out, I gotta lock up, man. But no, in Scotland, they're like, fucking hang out. I'll get some sleep, it's cool, I live here. So we played like an hour of laser tag with the staff for free, and they fucking annihilated us. Obviously. And then they gave us like a bunch of pins and stickers and shit. I was like, Scotland is awesome! You guys are so nice! And every time they found out we were going to England next, they're like, oh, fuck those pricks. Just fuck them, they're all assholes. And I'm like, alright, yeah, I'm just gonna go along with it, because it's cool. But I bought a kilt. I didn't wear it tonight, because you don't need that. But I bought a kilt. It was a good experience. We went to the kilt shop that we heard good things about. And as soon as we walk in, this guy greets us. He's huge. This big dude who had like a picnic blanket of a kilt around his waist. And a big black bushy beard and a turban comes out. And I can't even start to imitate his Indian/Scottish accent. But it was amazing. Like, as soon as he came up and greeted us, I was like, we have to be best friends. You're the roundest fucking guy I've ever met. And he's like, oh, you're here to buy kilts, all right. So he takes us in the back where all the different like clans are. We gotta pick our pattern that we like. And I picked like the McClellan kilt or some shit. And then he comes up and he grabs my waist. And he's like, 34. And I'm like, oh, you're good. And he does that to my friend Kyle and my friend Ben. He's like, 34, 32. And I was like, oh, he's good. In hindsight, kind of creepy, actually. Kind of fucking terrifying. But I didn't know. So we all buy kilts and we wear them that night and we fucking party it up. It was great. The best part though is I turned 16 while in Scotland. And we celebrated, like the first night we were getting ready to go challenge this other team to a game of murder ball. Which is like rugby, but just fucking kill each other rugby, I guess. That's how it was described to us. and they changed their mind. Like there's another tour going on, the exact same tour we're doing, and their tour leader Rolo challenged our tour to a match of shinty. And our tour guide was trying to explain it to us. She's like, well, shinty is kind of like field hockey, but there's no pads, and it's like golf wedge type sticks. She's like, I guess he thinks he's gonna beat our ass because the waiter at his hotel is the shinty assistant captain for their league. And as she's telling me this, our waiter's like, oh, shinty, yeah, I'm the captain for this Valley's league. I'll take you down to the field and teach you a few things after dinner. We're like, fuck, we're in, all right. And so we learn all this crazy shit, and it's fucking brutal. Like, it's like wooden canes with a sharp wedge on each side, and you're supposed to do like golf swings to get the ball to the other end of the field. And we're trying to learn these things to block, and I'm like, something shitty's gonna happen while we're playing this game, I know it. And my friend Brian gets clocked right in the jaw by Rolo doing a golf swing. Just split him open, blood everywhere, terrible. And everyone feels so bad. And I'm like, oh, that sucks. He's gonna have to go to the hospital. He's gonna have to all these bills and all this paperwork and all this shit. But then I remembered Scotland's healthcare system is not a complete cluster fuck pile like ours. Oh my god, he was in and out of the hospital in less than an hour. Back at the hotel with stitches, didn't pay a fucking dime. Because they took care of him, because they care about people. And I was like, of course, I went to laser tag and they took care of us, fine. That's what they do. But they found out it was my birthday and the waiter's like, I gotta buy you a beer. And I was like, yes, you do. You absolutely have to. And the teacher was like, okay, no lights out tonight because it's Josh's birthday, so you guys have fun. And apparently the hotel bar was like the place to hang out for the locals, because it was fucking packed. And they're like, oh, we got these guys coming from the States, this kid's 16, we're gonna get him wasted. And everyone's like, fuck yeah, let's do it. And it was a good time. We were drinking, I think I was drinking like Smirnoff Ice, I was a pussy. Sorry, I graduated to this when I was like 23, so. But I was drinking a couple of beers and this, we're playing snooker and doing other crazy Scottish shit. And this guy comes up to me and he's like, oh, you live in the States? I'm so jealous. You have McDonald's. I'm like, you? What? He's like, I gotta drive 40 minutes to get a Big Mac. And I'm like, seriously? I gotta walk like a block in any direction to get fucking McDonald's. And he's like, I'm so jealous, it's so delicious. I was like, no, cherish that. Like, enjoy the McDonald's you have here, because it's nothing back home. Where I'm from, trust me. But that's, I'm not gonna tell you about England because they were all fucking assholes. They were just pricks, it was terrible. We went to the Hard Rock and I took a picture of Jimi Hendrix's guitar. That was it. That was the highlight. No, we were at a convenience store and I was reading a magazine. This girl's like, it's not a fucking library, if you're not gonna buy it, put it down. And I'm like, awesome. Yeah, definitely coming back here, never. But that is my time. You guys have been fantastic. I'm gonna travel home.